interned with Career Edge in 2019. I was able to land a role through Career Edge at RBC in their market surveillance function in 2019. Sure. My experience with Career Edge and landing my first role in the market surveillance division with RBC really shaped the beginning of my career through giving me that scope and exposure to a professional, my first professional job. And there are probably three elements that are entailed within that. The first would be working cross-functionally. The second would be the mentorship involved with that. And then the third would be building your confidence, which are all ingredients, I would say, that have really kind of helped shape my career and lead me to where I am today. Would be transformational. The reason why I'm going with transformational is because the experience really gave me exposure to working in my first professional business setting and developing relationships and also nurturing my confidence. So with all those really things coming together, I would say that helped really transform and shape the beginning of my career into where it's led me today. The most valuable lesson or skill that really came out of my experience with Career Edge and working at RBC, I'd have to say would be to be curious and ask questions. The reason why I say that is because your early experience when entering into whatever job industry it is going to be shaped a lot by those who you work with and those who are kind of your managers and above. And the more you can be intentional about the questions you ask, it kind of demonstrates a level of openness and willingness to learn. And those are some really good ingredients that will continue to shape your career, and other folks will notice that as you continue to progress throughout your career. It would definitely have to be asking questions in a public setting. So, you might find yourselves in moments where you're in a team and all of your colleagues are there and your manager is there, and your manager may have a question for either you or for the team. And the more you can be vulnerable with asking questions, even though you may not have the answer, that's pretty typical at the start of your early career. This is the perfect moment for you to kind of ask your questions in a public setting. This kind of also helps to give your manager trust and confidence in you as you continue to develop your relationship with your manager, and kind of will give you a good way for you to understand things moving forward. Yes, absolutely. Prior to Career Edge, I had just graduated following my Bachelor of Commerce degree at York University, and I was really looking for my first opportunity to get into the professional market. And that's exactly what Career Edge gave me. It gave me that opportunity. I think a way that employers can advise some of the early folks in their career, just entering the workforce or industry, is to focus probably on two things. And one would be allow your new hires or those that are early in their careers to have meaningful work. So give them first off meaningful work that will actually kind of move the needle on things. And number two would be to offer some format or some way of mentorship. I think when you allow someone to kind of have some work of meaningful value, that gets them invested into what they're actually doing every day. And then when you provide them with the supporting factor of some sort of mentorship in whatever format or way that looks like, that allows them to kind of really leverage like their ability to ask thoughtful questions, And congratulations on reaching 30 years. That's a significant milestone. And it's wonderful that programs like Career Edge exists, especially in Canada, because 30 years of helping transform entry level or new to the professions or new to the industries folks can genuinely change someone's life.